IVM.
Welcome to Absolutely Right. I'm your host Aditi Surana. Hello, are you listening? Oh, no, nothing is wrong with my mic or nothing is wrong with your speaker or headphone. I know. I'm not asking if you can hear me. I'm asking, are you listening? Now let me begin with a riddle. If a tree falls in the forest where there is no one to hear it, does it still make a sound? What do you think? The scientific view here is when the tree falls, it may create sound waves, but it takes an ear to generate the sound. So the question is, if someone speaks from bottom of his heart and tries to convey the most troubling and deepest feeling and no one listens, is this communication? We all know that feeling. When you are trying to convey your point and no matter how hard you try, you feel that the other person just doesn't get it. You do not feel heard. Especially in the era of communication, we are so busy talking, sharing, expressing our views. No one even speaks about the other half of communication, that is listening. In today's episode, we will discuss 3 important aspects of active, compassionate, or reflective listening. 1. Why listen? 2. Which handwriting stroke shows that you are a good listener? And 3. How to listen. If you're new here, then let me fill you in. Our Friday episodes are designed around topics that I teach as a high-performance coach. Like any other coaching session, I create a worksheet, or as we call it, Friday Fun Sheet with every episode. A PDF document that you can download from my website, aditisurana.com/podcast. So go ahead, make notes, write personal experiences, scribble, doodle. You'll be surprised to see how this small additional step of using a fun sheet will help you internalize all these lessons a lot more. Coming back to our first question, why listen? Let me begin with a story. A client requested if he could get his father for a session. He said it's important that I speak with him. I had met his father twice before this meeting, but we barely spoke. I was aware of my client's family situation, his parents' prolonged divorce case that went on for more than 28 years. And now it had reached some precarious turn. The logical step forward was a settlement, an option that was dismissed again and again. I knew the gravity of the situation, but I had no clue about what to say. What could you possibly say for someone to drop a battle that has gone for 28 years? I agreed to meet his father anyways. I began the conversation by saying, "Uncle, I do not know you or your ex-wife, but I'm aware of your legal case and the other complications. What do you think is the way forward?" That's it. After that point, I just listened to him. He got angry, he got upset, he got enraged, he got sad. He narrated his entire perspective. I just listened to him. He asked some rhetorical questions. I nodded without responding. But I kept listening to him consciously, intensely, and actively, as if I was listening to a spontaneous jazz concert without missing a beat. He spoke for about 35 minutes without providing any probable solutions. Then he stopped, looked into my eyes and asked me, "So what do you think is the way forward?" Now this was the sound of someone's heart opening genuinely to find a solution. I offered the option of mutual settlement. To my surprise, he agreed and he actually signed the papers the next week. Can you imagine this? This man fought his legal battle for 28 years because no one bothered to listen to him for 35 minutes. He taught me the biggest lesson, the importance of active, compassionate listening. I have sat through numerous such conflicting conversations. Exit interviews, settlement talks, legal battles, complicated negotiations. In my observation, most people lack listening skills. We innately believe that if we listen, then we have to agree. So before we could listen, we start speaking, arguing, denying, dismissing, verbally or at least in our heads. A famous author and leadership consultant, Peter Drucker, said, "Listening is the first competence of leadership. It's not a skill, but a discipline." He further added, "The most important thing in communication is to listen to what is not being said. So please listen. Listen to build trust. Everyone is only talking. You could break barriers if you listen. Listen to have greater influence. People listen to those who listen to them. Listen to solve real problems. We all know at times we just rant, and rant unendingly before we realize what is exactly bothering us. Listen to diffuse tension. Unspoken feelings are like ticking time bombs. Listening can totally diffuse the tension. Listen to save lives. Please listen to a disturbed friend if he or she is reaching out, especially in the times like these. We are already feeling the pressure of the lockdown, corona, everything that is happening around us. We may walk into even darker spaces in the time to come. Be a wellness warrior. Help a friend by learning how to listen. I personally feel when someone wants you to listen to them, it's an honor. We do not feel like speaking or opening up to anyone or everyone. We open up only when we feel genuinely safe. The person speaking is non-verbally saying, I trust you, I respect you, and it matters to me that I speak with you of all the people. Handwriting stroke of a good listener. Look for a small case letter E. If the loop in letter E is well formed, then you are a good listener. But if it is squeezed, making the letter look like letter C, then you genuinely need to work on your listening skills. Now the question is how to listen, where to begin. Let's begin with some hygiene factors of good listening skills. Things like making an eye contact, not interrupting someone while speaking, keeping your phone or any other distraction aside, and avoiding the temptation to fix them or the situation. Now, these are technical ways in which you can listen. But to my mind, let's focus on 5 crucial aspects of compassionate listening by learning how to think when we listen to people. First, listen to yourself before you listen to the other person. It's almost like wear your oxygen mask first before you help someone else. If you're all occupied, stressed, anxious, worked up, then you won't be available to anyone. No one can come and speak with you. So please take out some time to be quiet and calm before you enter a delicate or sensitive conversation. A graphotherapy stroke called flow of thoughts will be really helpful for this. You can take 2 minutes and just practice it on a rough paper. I've mentioned the instruction in today's fun sheet. Second, drop the need to be right. Now, this is a tough one. We all love being right. We are all addicted to being right. But to be a good listener, we require to drop this. We have to be more interested in learning what other person's experiences are, why they are doing whatever they are doing. Yes, be curious to learn. People are training us with every conversation. We are learning their likes, dislikes, preferences, what they detest. We just do not listen and then suddenly feel surprised one fine day. If you listen and if you pay attention without being right, then it will help you deal with this person in the future, but also anyone who is similar to this person. Point number 3, your judgments are your opinion and not universal facts. I know we don't like this one, right? Now, this is the biggest barrier to listening. Those who live from fixed ideas of what is white and what is black in terms of their judgments lose all the gray areas of growth. I had been a terrible listener in every conversation when I was fixated on my sense of being right. Wasn't very helpful. Point number 4, connect vulnerably. When you're willing to drop your position of righteousness and your judgments of what is right and what is wrong, something magical happens. You become human again. And that is a superpower, by the way. You become willing to connect to the other person. We all feel affected by other person's suffering. We all experience other people's emotions. We just avoid that discomfort. We avoid getting in touch with dark corners in our hearts by avoiding listening altogether. Now, if we learn how to listen, we can connect with the other person and more importantly with our own self. Now, there are a few things that you can say to create a safe space for the person. Things like, I'm sorry that you have to go through this. Or you can say, I don't think I understand your situation. Can you please explain this to me? Or, I might not have a solution for you to solve your problem, but I would like to listen to your side of the story. Or you can say, is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Point number 5, agree to disagree. If you're listening to someone, then you're not obliged to agree with them. You're not obliged to do what the other person expects you to do. Most people avoid listening as they feel it's a trap. If I listen, then I will have to agree or defend myself. No, you do not have to. It may look like that initially, but things change when you are consistently operating from being calm and firm. Say things like, I hear your perspective, but I would like to think and get back. I'm not sure of my decision yet. Give me some time. I think I'll have more clarity. Or you can say, I care for you and I don't intend to hurt you, but I also don't want to hurt myself. Let's find a way that makes both of us happy. You may think that it sounds more rehearsed or counselor-like, but let me tell you one thing. When we use these words, we create a space for the other person to open up even more. Let's learn how to become better listeners. This will help us be more kind and more empathetic to begin with. Let's become wellness warriors. Come, join the movement. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Absolutely Right. I would like to know what were your takeaways from today's episode. What small actions will you be taking to listen to someone close to you? Write to me on my Instagram account @Aditi Surana. If you like this podcast, then don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on IVM Network. You can listen to us on IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are @IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. Let's connect on Wednesday to talk to one more inspiring person. Till then, happy writing!
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money and Intel. We appreciate their support. It's been a fantastic week on the IVM network. I hope that you've been checking stuff out, but some of the highlights that you definitely should check out. Ashish Vidyarthi, host of Begin the Journey, was on Cyrus Says. They had a really fun conversation. I think you'll enjoy that. Uncle Please Sid did an episode around development, which was really, really fun. On Edges and Sledges, we had Adam Holyoke, former England captain. While those guys are killing it, one cricketer after the other. Definitely do check out Advertising is Dead. We talk about esports with some really guys who really know that space. Smile India, absolutely right. These guys are killing it as well. So is Pawan at Pragati. Don't forget the original things. Again, one of my favorite shows. You must check that out. And thanks for listening. And we hope to catch you again next week.
Beta, did you know 79% of all scientists in NASA are Indian only?
देखो, इंडिया में टैक्स सिर्फ मिडिल क्लास भरती है. Everyone is just enjoying free यार.
आजकल के youngsters are only interested in partying and enjoying. उनको देश की पड़ी ही नहीं है.
बेटा तुम बस शादी कर लो, उसके बाद तो you can enjoy life like anything.
I will tell you what this country needs. This country needs 15 years of dictatorship. That is the only way to become a superpower. See the Chinese, how much they've progressed.
सुनो, तुमने ये WhatsApp forward देखा?
So what's common between all of these statements?
They're all absolutely rubbish.
Fake WhatsApp forwards that spread like wildfire.
And statements that defy any logic.
We are here to debunk them all.
We're your family WhatsApp group's worst nightmare. We're what happens when you read a book.
Basically, we're just a bunch of guys who want to cut through the bullshit of everyone saying this, how it won't be true.
So that the next time someone confidently squeezes out some WhatsApp or Twitter BS, you will look them dead in the eye and go, Uncle, please sit.
So join me, Joel,
And me, Tushar.
every Mondays for a fresh new episode of Uncle, Please Sit.